Now completing this section, we now move on to our final section through the front area. We apply our orchid purple into the root area and our indigo blue will be worked into the ends. As you can see, just smudging it in together through that mid area, creating that very soft drift of tone. Working my last slice on my last petal section, again working that orchid purple in from the roots out to the midband and then smudging my indigo blue into those ends. I'm going to isolate that section off and I'm going to start working into my top circular area. Now working from roots to ends, I'm applying my deep natural brown into this circular area. The idea of keeping this darker creates what we call an overlay of colour. The overlay will drop down and hide some of that colour that you see in the middle areas. What that will do in turn is create that quiver of colour, so you just see it peeping through the hair. So we're just going to continue with this application through this whole circular section, starting from the back and then working towards the front, just bringing all those sections down and applying the colour. Okay, so that's our completed daisy technique. What I'm going to do now is take my model away, allow her colour to develop, and you'll see the finished look when it's been blow dried. So here we are with our completed look, working with inspiration from the catwalk with our floral prints and tones and colours. So you can see how we're working with the indigo blues. You can see how we've also worked with our orchid purples through here. By working with a daisy sectioning pattern through the top area, we've worked with our circular section through the top, petals through the interior area. We've worked with a banding technique to create this quiver of tones that just moves through the internal areas of our haircut to create the detail. So here we have our finished look of Cut and Colour, our Kai Love Project 10. Hi, my name's Jane Stacey. I'm one of the International Technical Directors for Toni & Guy here in London. And I'm going to be working my colour technique into a haircut which we've named the Kai Love. So first of all, working with a very simple sectioning pattern, I've worked with a technique that's been inspired by petals and daisies. So first of all, what we do is we work through the top area, taking out a small circular section through the crown, and then we work petal shapes around the circle area. And now what we're going to do is pre-lighten those areas so we can prepare the hair for the colour that we're going to use. In order to get the intensity that we need for the final look, we need to pre-lighten the hair first. So what I'm going to do is start through the back section. I'm going to work with a banding application through here. And first of all, we split the hair off and start to divide the section up, and we work with our pre-lightening into the mid-band and the mid areas of the hair. So working it through, combing the hair fairly flat and very gently just placing it through the mid areas of my first slice. We take our second section, drop it directly over, working up, combing the hair very gently over the top of my previous section, and again repeating that same application of colour all the way almost to the root area, feathering it very, very gently so we create no hard lines, almost to the ends but not quite, so we create this slightly darker area in the perimeter. And we repeat that all the way until we finished that whole section. The idea behind taking out this floral sectioning pattern is to create what we call a quiver of colour, or to create shimmering colour working through this internal area of my haircut. The next section, we work around into our front area. Through this section, we now concentrate on applying the colour to the ends. Again, creating that very soft feathered look, working our product into these ends, working it up into the mid-band, keeping a nice feathered application through here. With the preparation for my technique, I've worked with my petal shapes. On the petal shapes, I've worked with a mid-band application. On my first section, my second section, I've worked with an end application. I've alternated that round on all 4 of my petal shapes. So completing my last section for the preparation of my colour. Okay, so we're back for the second part of our application of our colouring technique. I've taken out my daisy section back into the internal areas of my haircut, and I'm going to start applying my colour. So the inspiration for my daisy sectioning pattern and the tones and colours that I'm going to be using has come from the catwalk. At the moment, florals are very, very predominant on the catwalk, and a great example of this is Prada's new 1950s inspired dresses with bold prints and